Welcome back to Engine Insight, where horsepower meets honesty. Today we're diving into the dark side of the automotive world. These aren't just bad cars, they're design disasters, mechanical nightmares, and straight-up flops that left their mark in all the wrong ways. From explosive compacts to confusing creations, we're counting down the top 10 worst cars ever made. So buckle up, because this ride is going to be bumpy, embarrassing, and a whole lot of fun to roast. Number 10, Pontiac Aztec, 2001 to 2005. When it launched in 2001, the Pontiac Aztec had a starting price around $21,000, which was fairly steep for a midsize SUV at the time. It offered innovative features like a removable cooler, built-in air compressor, rear stereo controls, and an optional camping package with a tent that attached to the rear hatch. On paper, it was a Swiss Army knife on wheels. But none of that mattered once people saw it. The design was widely considered hideous. While it was versatile and decently powered with a 3.4-liter V6, its styling overshadowed everything. The Aztec failed because even great features couldn't make buyers overlook its infamous looks. Number 9, Yugo GV, 1985 to 1992. The Yugo GV debuted in the US in 1985 with a headline-grabbing price of just $3,990, making it the cheapest new car available. It came with basic features like a manual transmission, AM/FM radio, and cloth seats. Nothing more. There were no power windows, no AC in the base model, and reliability was horrendous. Despite its low price, the Yugo had a 1.1-liter engine that struggled to perform even by 1980s standards. The price tempted first-time buyers and students, but the constant mechanical issues and lack of durability quickly destroyed its reputation. The Yugo failed because even at bargain prices, people still expect a car to run. Number 8, Ford Pinto, 1971 to 1980. The Ford Pinto launched in 1971 with a base price of around $2,000, targeting the budget compact car market. It featured a 1.6-liter or 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine, a manual transmission, and very basic interiors. Optional upgrades included an automatic transmission, vinyl top, and air conditioning. The Pinto seemed like a good deal for the time, but a dangerous design flaw in the fuel tank made it a fire hazard in rear-end crashes. Despite its affordability and decent styling for a compact, its reputation was permanently destroyed by scandal and lawsuits. The Pinto failed not just because of its features, but because those features came at too high a human cost. Number 7, Renault Robin, 1973 to 1981. In the UK, the Renault Robin was available starting at roughly £1,300 in the early 1970s, making it a very low-cost alternative to standard cars. It featured a 750cc or later 850cc engine, fiberglass body, and three-wheel design that allowed it to be driven on a motorcycle license. The Robin's key selling points were its low weight, fuel economy, and tax savings, but its major flaw, extreme instability, overshadowed everything. Features were minimal and comfort was questionable. It failed because its economy-focused design compromised the one thing people expect from a car: safe and reliable driving. Number 6, Chevy Chevet, 1976-1987. The Chevy Chevet hit the U.S. market in 1976 with a starting price around $3,300, offering one of the cheapest American-made cars of its time. It came with a 1.4-liter or 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine, rear-wheel drive and bare-bones features, manual steering, vinyl seats, no AC, and a basic AM radio. Fuel economy was its only strong suit, getting over 30 MCB, but that came at the cost of comfort, power, and durability. It was noisy, sluggish, and aging, quickly compared to better-built imports. The Chevet failed because low price and high MPG weren't enough to make up for its total lack of appeal. Number 5, Chrysler PT Cruiser, 2000-2010. At launch in 2000, the PT Cruiser had a base price of $16,000, which seemed reasonable for a small wagon with retro flair. It offered unique styling, a 2.4-liter inline-4 engine, fold-flat seats, and decent interior space. Higher trims included features like power accessories, leather seats, and a turbocharged GT version. But despite decent specs on paper, it was quickly outclassed by better performers and more attractive designs. Cheap interior materials and outdated styling made resale values drop fast. The PT Cruiser failed because it didn't offer lasting quality or performance, just a short-lived retro gimmick. Number 4. Cadillac Cimarron, 1982 to 1988. The Cadillac Cimarron hit dealerships in 1982 with a shocking base price of $12,000, which was nearly double the price of the Chevrolet Cavalier it was based on. It included luxury features like leather trim, air conditioning, power windows, and a standard four-cylinder engine, rare for a Cadillac at the time. But under the hood and beneath the badge, it was still a Cavalier. It lacked refinement, had weak performance, and didn't drive like a Cadillac should. The Cimarron failed because it asked luxury prices for an economy car, and consumers were not fooled. Number 3. Suzuki X90, 1995-1997. When it arrived in 1995, the Suzuki X90 had a starting price around $14,000, which was steep for a car with no real market category. It featured a T-top roof, 4WD or YWD options, 95 horsepower engine, and seating for just 2. It had some quirks like dual airbags and ABS, but was otherwise limited in practicality. There was barely any trunk space, and its oddball look scared off SUV and coupe buyers alike. The X90 failed because it was overpriced for what it offered, and nobody could figure out what that actually was. Number 2. AMC Gremlin, 1970-1978. The AMC Gremlin debuted in 1970 with a starting price under $2,000, aiming to be an affordable subcompact American alternative to imports. It came with a 3.3-liter straight-six engine, basic bench seating, and a hatchback design, though hatch was being generous. Its most noticeable feature was its bizarre chopped-off rear. Despite the low cost, the Gremlin lacked refinement, had poor handling, and suffered from reliability issues. It failed because being cheap and weird wasn't enough to win over a market increasingly drawn to quality-built foreign cars. Number 1. 1963 to 1990. The East German Trabant 601 was extremely cheap by Cold War standards, costing the equivalent of around $2,000 US dollars, though East Germans often waited 10+ years to receive one after ordering. It came with a 2-cylinder, 2-stroke 600cc engine, no fuel gauge, and a body made from Duroplast, a plastic-like material made of recycled cotton and resin. It had no modern features, no AC, no power steering, no safety systems, and a max speed under 60 miles per hour. Even at launch, it was decades behind the West. The Trabant failed not because of price, but because it offered the barest form of mobility, and nothing more. And there you have it, 10 of the worst cars ever made, complete with the prices and features that made people scratch their heads, clench their wallets, and run to the dealership for literally anything else. What do you think? Would you take any of these for free? Let us know in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe to Engine Insight for more brutally honest car breakdowns. Until next time, keep your standards high, even if your budget isn't.